So like I mentioned before, you can append ZSpheres. So let's say, no, you know what? Let's just add something to this guy. So you know what? I'm going to use my move brush, kind of move his head forward a little bit, give him a little bit more of a natural stance here. So let's give this guy some wings. So what I can do is I can append. I'm going to go over here to append, and you can append any subtool. In fact, you know, this horns legs guy, I can go into his subtool, and if I want to steal his hair, I can select his hair, go back to the guy I'm working on, go to append, and then we've got his hair. I can just append his hair, and then we can alt tap the hair here, and we can go to E. I can just scale this down. Now I can just keep scaling that down. There we go. And now we just stole his hair. So we can steal subtools like that, as well as we can go to append. We can append any primitive. Now when we append a primitive, like this arrow 3D, it automatically makes it a polymesh. So you don't need to worry about like it yelling at you if you're trying to sculpt. Let's go ahead and scale this down. You don't need to worry about it yelling at you trying to sculpt on it. It goes ahead and makes it a polymesh 3D for you. Another thing you can append is a Z-sphere. So I'm going to append a Z-sphere. So we have a Z-sphere selected. I'm going to go into transparent mode here. And by default, ghost is ghost on? I might have turned that on. But so here's transparent. And with transparent selected, and we're going to also tap X or go across X symmetry. I'm going to hit W. I'm going to move this down. And I'm going to move this into his body, actually. I'm going to hit E and just scale this down and just move it inside his body here. And then I'm going to hit Q. And I'm going to turn transparency off. And if I just tap and drag, it's going to select, it's not going to select his body. It's going to use his body as kind of a live surface, and it's going to, if I turn transparency back on, there's the original subtool, and it's just going to stick to that surface. So if I draw again, it's going to stick to the surface as I draw. So you can use that to your advantage for a lot of things as well. Or if you just want to go out, you can drag and hold down Shift if you want to snap it to the same size as the parent, and you can, you know, move this thing wherever you'd like. You can hit Q and you can make multiple joints in between there, and you can go through here and move those around. If you want to delete some, you can hold down Alt with draw mode selected, and you can just tap and that'll delete joints, and then Q to drop them back in there. So I use Alt, and again we can just use rotate along a bone. So if you rotate here, you'll just rotate the individual joint. If you rotate the bone, you'll be able to rotate all the children as well. There we go. And let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like that's it. So we got adaptive skin here. I can do a preview. I don't need to Dynamesh it. I'm going to change the density to 1, Dynamesh preview to 0. And if we hit A or preview again, we'll say, okay, I like that adaptive skin. Now, here's the catch though. I still have a Z-sphere here. So if I hit A, I'm still Z-spheres, and my adaptive skin is hanging out here. So what I need to do is go to append, and there's append and insert. If I append, it's going to throw it down at the very bottom, which is fine. If for some reason I wanted it, like say just underneath the hair, I can go to insert and then select the skin Z-sphere. Either way, you just want the skin Z-sphere added to your subtool list here. If I want to put it at the bottom, I hold down Shift, bent arrow down, and that'll shoot it all the way to the bottom. And since I don't want to be confused and I don't need these Z-spheres anymore, I can just delete it. And now I just have this polymesh 3D here I can sculpt on.